Have you ever reflected on how you're using time, one of the most precious gifts we've been given? Studies show that, on average, we spend 913 minutes a day connected to screens. It's an astounding figure, but its impact goes beyond tired eyes. It directly affects our spiritual life, pulling us away from the things that truly matter. Every purposeless minute is a step away from our connection with God. This reality is vividly illustrated in the story of Martha, found in Luke 10 verses 41 to 42. Martha was so caught up in her tasks that she missed the opportunity to be present with Jesus. Like her, we often drown ourselves in activities that distract us from what is eternal. Think about it. How many times have we traded moments of spiritual communion for fleeting commitments or distractions? The truth is, without careful attention, these choices become habits that erode our spiritual lives. Distractions, especially digital ones, rarely present themselves as obvious villains. Instead, they come disguised as obligations or small rewards that won't take much time. How often have you picked up your phone to check something quickly, only to realize that an hour had flown by? This type of cycle pulls us further from our essence and what God expects of us. The good news is that there are practical ways to combat this pattern. Setting aside the first 15 minutes of your day for prayer and planning is an effective example. Imagine starting your morning by giving thanks for your blessings and aligning your day with clear purposes. This not only organizes your routine, but also strengthens your relationship with God and gives greater meaning to your actions. Additionally, setting boundaries on technology use is essential. Try creating fixed times for social media or digital leisure moments. A simple method is to leave your phone in another room during meals or moments of reflection. These actions not only free up space for deeper connections, but also help cultivate self-control, a skill that is becoming increasingly rare. Finally, remember that fighting distractions requires ongoing discipline. Just as an athlete trains their body, we must train our minds and priorities. Spiritual discipline is not just an admirable idea. It is a practice that shapes our lives in the direction of what God has called us to be. This leads us to a crucial question. How is excessive screen time impacting your Christian stewardship and spiritual responsibilities? Time is a gift from God, and Ephesians 5 verses 15 to 16 teaches us to make the most of it wisely. However, excessive screen use has become a silent obstacle to this purpose. Spending 913 minutes daily in front of devices is not just a matter of productivity. It is a question of Christian stewardship. Every wasted moment is a lost opportunity to invest in something eternal, whether in caring for loved ones or nurturing our spiritual walk. This overuse of screens often creeps into areas that should be reserved for deeper reflection. For instance, how many times have you postponed reading the Bible to keep watching videos or scrolling through social media? This habit not only pulls us away from spiritual priorities, but also drains our mental and emotional energy. It's like trying to fill a jar with holes. No matter how much you pour in, it will never be full. To change this dynamic, it is essential to adopt digital detox strategies. A practical idea is to set specific periods for screen use and dedicate the remaining time to activities that nourish your soul. Replace an hour of endless scrolling with a moment of enriching reading, like studying the book of Ephesians or meditating on daily Proverbs. Small changes like these create significant impact over time. Moreover, technology can be used to your advantage. Apps like Forest or Stay Focused help limit time spent on social media, encouraging you to invest in actions that truly matter. These tools turn technology from a distraction into an ally, promoting a more intentional and meaningful use of time. But wise use of time goes beyond reducing distractions. It involves redirecting our focus to what glorifies God. This practice requires self-discipline, an essential aspect of the Christian life. As Paul reminds us in 1 Corinthians 9 verse 25, self-control is vital for achieving greater purposes. Discipline is not a burden, but an opportunity to cultivate habits that strengthen our spiritual journey. Mastering distractions and regaining focus is a continuous journey. In the next section, we'll explore how organizing your physical spaces can reflect the divine order we seek in our lives and help deepen our connection with God. The organization of the spaces where we live and work directly reflects our inner state. As 1 Corinthians 14 verse 33 teaches us, God is a God of order, and this divine quality should be evident in every area of our lives. A chaotic environment not only hinders concentration, but can also generate anxiety, interfering with our connection with God. Bringing order to our surroundings is a practical step toward aligning our minds with the purpose of living in spiritual harmony. Imagine trying to pray or study the Bible in a cluttered space filled with visual distractions. The mess around you makes it difficult to focus on what truly matters. On the other hand, a clean and organized space conveys peace and mental clarity. Take a few minutes each day to tidy up a specific area, whether it's your workspace or a corner of the living room. These small actions can create an environment more conducive to moments of reflection and spirituality. Creating a prayer corner is another effective strategy to promote a deeper connection with God. It doesn't have to be elaborate, just a cozy spot with a chair, a Bible, and a notebook for journaling. This dedicated space becomes a spiritual refuge, helping you establish the habit of seeking God regularly in an atmosphere of tranquility and focus. In addition to physical space, organization should also be reflected in how you manage your time. Planning your day with intention is a way of living purposefully. Choose 3 main tasks that align with your spiritual and personal priorities, such as helping someone in need, meditating on scripture, or learning something new. This practice not only fosters productivity, but also aligns your actions with what truly matters. Organization teaches us responsibility and equips us to handle distractions practically. By putting order in our external environment, we train our minds to deal with scattered thoughts more consciously. This creates a powerful synergy between the physical and spiritual realms, strengthening our ability to discern what truly matters. In the next section, we'll dive into the transformative impact of planning and how it can guide our daily decisions with wisdom and intentionality, trusting our plans to the Lord. Planning is more than just organizing tasks. It is aligning our actions with a greater purpose. Proverbs 16 verse 3 reminds us of the importance of committing our plans to the Lord so that they may succeed. When we live intentionally, we take control of our time and prevent it from being consumed by distractions or tasks without spiritual relevance. Planning is ultimately an act of faith and responsibility. A simple yet powerful strategy is to start each day by setting 3 main goals. Choose activities that genuinely contribute to your spiritual growth or positively impact others' lives. For instance, a daily goal could be meditating on a chapter of the Bible, such as Proverbs, and reflecting on how its teachings can be applied in your decisions. This practice strengthens the connection between your daily actions and divine principles. Additionally, practical tools like planners or scheduling apps can be invaluable allies. Using an app like Todoist or Google Keep helps maintain focus and ensures important tasks are not forgotten. Organizing your routine with these tools enables you to approach the day with clarity and purpose, navigating it with confidence. Planning also reduces anxiety, offering a sense of control over what needs to be accomplished. Knowing where to direct your time and energy prevents feelings of overwhelm. For example, setting aside specific times to review your weekly goals can help identify areas that need adjustment. This turns planning into a continuous and dynamic practice. However, planning is only effective when paired with reflection. Taking time to evaluate what is working and what needs to change is essential. Keeping a small journal of learning or progress can be helpful for tracking how far you've come in your spiritual journey. This practice also helps realign your goals with God's purposes. Finally, planning allows us to identify distractions that often divert us from our objectives. In the next section, we'll explore how using a journal can help capture scattered thoughts, bringing greater clarity and focus to our minds and spirits. Our thoughts often drift away without us even noticing. This is where a distraction journal becomes a powerful tool. By jotting down everything that pulls your attention, you can identify patterns and better understand what diverts you from spiritual focus. This practice aligns with 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5, which calls us to take every thought captive to obey Christ. Imagine that during prayer, your mind starts wandering to a work issue or a grocery list. Writing down these thoughts in a journal may seem simple, but it brings tremendous benefits. You remove those distractions from your mind and can address them later without interrupting your connection with God. This small habit transforms distractions into opportunities for growth and learning. Keeping this record also helps us understand where our true priorities lie. As you review your notes, you might notice that your distractions often stem from things of little eternal value, such as trivial worries or excessive time spent on social media. This reflection allows you to adjust your focus and dedicate more time to what truly matters. Additionally, the journal can serve as a space for confession and vulnerability before God. Writing about your internal struggles or difficulties in maintaining focus helps you place these challenges under God's perspective. By doing so, you not only acknowledge your limitations, but also strengthen your dependence on Him to overcome them. Another benefit of maintaining a journal is the opportunity to celebrate small victories. Recording moments when you resisted distractions or concentrated better on your spirituality gives you motivation to keep going. It reminds you that each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your purpose. By integrating practices such as planning, organization, and mastering distractions, you build a solid foundation for living a life with greater purpose and communion with God. It is up to each of us to decide how to apply this knowledge in our daily lives, ensuring that our efforts reflect the divine calling placed on us. Now that you understand how distractions, excessive screen time, lack of organization, and absence of planning can undermine your spiritual life, it's time to take action. Knowledge alone doesn't transform lives, but its application does. So, why not start today? Take a moment to reflect on what has been stealing your attention and decide to address it. It could be creating a prayer space, setting daily goals, or simply turning off phone notifications during your moments of communion with God. Remember, your life is far too valuable to be wasted on things with no eternal significance. Ask yourself, how am I investing my time? Do my choices reflect God's purposes? Change begins now, with small steps, but it can have a profound impact on your spiritual journey. If this content resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue learning practical ways to strengthen your spiritual life and live with purpose. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Let's embark on this journey together.